joining us this morning, believe it or not, all the way from Canada, to be exact, in Kingston, Ontario.
I put a lot of effort into personal development and that kind of training.
Yes,
and
yes.
Right back into law of attraction. And it was funny though, because the first 2 to 3 years that I was a network marketer, I was like, nah, I don't need to read that kind of stuff. I already understand law of attraction. I grew up with that. I'm good. And of course,
Right.
So I had slow growth. Yeah, it was one of those things where I was kicking myself, basically
Right.
shooting myself in the foot. And when I finally dove in full tilt in the law of attraction, just everything changed so quickly. My business picked up. We got out of a bad situation. And of course, life's like this. It keeps throwing you things until you get the lessons. So what happened was my husband had been working full time and then he got laid off. And I wasn't making enough to cover our bills to be able to pay the mortgage and that kind of thing. So I was like, I've got nothing else. We either lose the house or maybe this law of attraction is going to work if I go all in. And I did, and within 6 months, our lives had completely changed. We ended up being able to buy a better house. We ended up having more money than we'd ever had before, getting into investments, all this crazy stuff, just a blink of an eye. And that's when it was so hitting home for me, the law of attraction and getting it out there and being able to pay it forward. And then that tied back to my original love of writing, which is something I loved when I was a very young child. So it brought me back to that. And it was the first one that got published, and it happened so quickly. It was amazing how fast it came into being, and it's definitely been my best-selling book, and I think it really touches a lot of people. It makes sense. It's one of those things where it all makes sense when you go through this. You get the manifesting process. One of the things I was talking about with another lady earlier this week was how confusing The Secret was. When we watched that film, if you watched it, it was amazing, but it left you with almost more questions. Second one in the manifesting series, this one I wrote with the entrepreneur in mind, or with the person who really wants to change their life, who's not happy with the status quo. Now, having said entrepreneur, not everybody's built to be an entrepreneur, and I totally get that. This is also for somebody who's like not quite happy with where they are in their work. They want the change that's going to make life really enjoyable every single day. And this kind of goes through the steps. So it's kind of like that next level. You know, you've been through manifesting on purpose. You understand that core concept of change. And now here's a lot more of the how to do it, how to change your life in a really profound way. So this has all of those kind of steps in it.